Ladies and gentlemen, hello. Welcome back. One Piece is back. We are back for another reaction. It's been another break week. We've been getting a break week every single chapter. But every single chapter has been a banger, so it's been worth it. I'm happy with that. The past two chapters have been phenomenal. We started off with Shanks. That was chapter of the year to me. Establish who the strongest person in the world is. And then last chapter, we got the greatness of Garp, the greatest hand thrower in the One Piece universe. Came through, decimated everybody. All right? Advanced Conquerors Haki, so strong that it looked like Whitebeard's Quake fruit. A showing so strong that people were debating whether or not he's currently still, after 2 years of retirement, still stronger than the current Fleet Admiral Akainu. And this week, we are back with another chapter. And I think, judging by the reaction that people have warned me, like my guy Wise in chat told me early on, hey, stay off Twitter, get out of here, man. It's one of them chapters. Oda is cooking, and he's not stopping. And I've heard from many other people as well that this chapter is living up to the hype. So I'm expecting we're following up with some more agenda piece, more power scaling. So we probably will pick up where we left off with Garp is what I'm expecting. Maybe not get the full showing. I do think Garp should win against the other Blackbeard Pirates captains, although it should also be a good fight, given that they will fight the Straw Hats eventually. Especially when you have someone like Shiryu, who's going to eventually fight with Zoro, and we expect that to be at least very competitive. So Shiryu's got to have at least a good showing. But I also been saying that I think at some point we also have to head back to Egghead, right? To like kind of build back this, like the great incident that's going to go down in like 24 hours, essentially. So I'm expecting the first half of this to start with the Garp stuff, get a little more information there. By the end of the chapter, we head back to Egghead. I believe we're getting another break after this chapter or something like that. But also with people's reactions, I don't know what to expect at this point. Okay, like is Mihawk about to pull up and like, or Dragon about to do something? Because we've been getting just like huge reveals every single chapter. Either way, I'm excited. I'm not going to keep you guys waiting any longer. We're a little early to the stream, but hey, I'm excited, okay? We're going to head right into the chapter here, starting off with a little lo-fi, just see what the vibe is. And then if things change rapidly, we will adjust accordingly, okay? Everybody, hope you're all doing well. Let's go enjoy this beautiful chapter. Here we go. We start with a double-page color spread of all the Straw Hats. Adorable. All right, I'm sure this is not going to be the vibe of the chapter, but hey, we haven't seen the Straw Hats in a couple of chapters. I haven't even cared, and I'm saying that as the biggest Straw Hat fan of all time, okay? I've been dying for an arc like Egghead, and now all of a sudden, Oda's just dropping us. Everything outside of Egghead is just phenomenal, okay? But hey, good to see the Straw Hats snoozing away with a bunch of squirrels there eating nuts. Look at Jinbei passing the fuck out as well. Looks like it's all the guys. So it's looking like the girls are sleeping in a separate room. Unlucky, but hey, you know, it is what it is. And then Sanji is reading a cooking book, but I'm not gonna lie, the second O kind of looks like a C, so low-key looks like he's reading a cocking book. So I don't know if his time spent on during the time skip messed with his brain a little bit, but we're gonna move on from that. Here we go. Yes, we leave. No more lo-fi, bro. No. We're picking up right where we left off with Garp. Hold on. No, none of that. We're not. Hold on. Yeah. This is more like it. Back to Beehive we go. The flying battleship. Where will it land? Okay. Yeah, we see the ship flying by. The after effects of Garp's punch. His galaxy impact. Chapter 1081, the 10th Titanic of the Blackbeard Pirates, Captain Kuzan. Okay, so that's confirmed. That's been officially confirmed. Interesting. Now we kind of like That was our best guess anyways, right? So the Uruj theories are dead. The Shiki theories are dead. But Kuzan is confirmed to be the 10th. That's quite a strong 10th Titanic captain. Obviously, someone like Vivi returning would not be able to fight Kuzan, but I still don't think Kuzan's a bad guy. Given that, I'm guessing Garp is gonna confront Kuzan here? Possibly? Let's see. Here we go. People getting knocked back by the shockwaves. Garp looking like a menace, covered in hockey. By the way, I think this is Advanced Conquerors hockey, but we made an interesting point in our discussion last week that what if this was just Ryo? Like, he's actually just doing it with Ryo. I don't think so, but that would be even funnier. A Navy battleship is going to crush us. Okay, all the buildings are falling down. There's Prince. Claymulo Nimbus. Okay, a big cloud is coming. Okay. Soft landing for the ship. And now the Sword members are all landing, Tashigi included, even though she's not part of Sword technically, not that we know of. People are screaming, yelling, that bastard Garp. I'll never forget that old geezer. Don't you move a muscle, you pirates. Oh man, that ship is looking. Ooh. The quality of this chapter is amazing. Where's my boy Bogard though? Garp's right-hand man. Or else there will be more casualties. Okay, yeah, everybody's down bad. Pass the fuck out. Garp just standing in the middle of that smoke. Oh, man. Damn, this sucks. Yawn. He's not even having a good time here. So I need some challenge at least. When did I get so weak? Oh, my God, bro. Now he's just flexing on him. He's just flexing on him now. Are you kidding? Stop destroying all of our ships. Vice Admiral Garp. Hey, Kobe, looks like you're all right. All right, so it looks like a reunion here. Helmeppo crying his eyes out. I'm sure, I forgot the Southern lady's name, but she's going to be blushing and shit over Kobe coming back. That Kobe, thankfully, he didn't die. Oh, yes. There's Kujaku, fan favorite after one chapter, taming the audience immediately. You went overboard, Garp. You're such a bad boy. Oh, yo, relax. He's a family man. He's a... Kobe. Yeah, okay. Kobe's a fan favorite. He's got a lot of friends there. Even though Garp called him the future of the Marines, I won't forgive him for this one. I'm going to drag him back. Quietly do that somewhere else. This is a cutely bred greenhouse. Reference to the building she... Oh, okay. Got you. Even people... who aren't part of Sword are here for me. Yep, Tashigi is there. There's Hibari. Now I remember her name just came to me instantly. Vice Admiral Garp, I can't seem to fight out Kobe's shackles off. Okay, Garp's looking a little surprised. What is this leading to? What should I do? Oh, yo! Hold on a minute. What? Oh. No, not that one. This one. Hibari! Just like that! Oh, he not playing around. Okay. I still think Kuzan's good, but that shit's crazy, bro. What? Hibari. Yo, Garp's looking shook. See, here's the thing. People were still saying Kuzan's in Sword last chapter, but after last chapter, I actually got I feel like he's part of the revolutionaries or something. Either that or trying to do his own thing. The description of Sword didn't seem like it was like a super top secretive thing anymore. Oh, here he comes. Kuzan. Kuzan-san. What are you doing? Please return Hibari back to normal. Way to go, Aokiji. Captain Kuzan. Kuzan-chan. This is no good, Kobe. I can't have you escaping while Teach is gone. Not on my way. Oh, up against his former mentor, his idol? Oh, now we're gonna get the narrative drop here too? After 2 years, about 2 years after the great battle that happened in the Marine headquarters between Admiral Aokiji and Admiral Kainu for the seat of the next fleet admiral. Hey, what happened here? Run away. A certain island in the New World. It's Blackbeard. My crewmates are frozen outside. Undo your freeze. Okay, so this is him joining up. Shut up. Can't I use Gura Gura? My crewmates would break into pieces and die. Yo, he just came through and froze them all? Who did this? What am I even asking? There's only one person in the world who could do this. Ah, it's you. You're the captain, so you should know. Do you think I attacked first? And also, I'm in pain right now. I'm in a bad mood. Try and guess who's to blame. You're pretty funny, Ice Candy. You're not so bad either, you worthless scum. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on a minute now. Are we seeing a different side of Kuzan? He didn't kill Saul, though. There's not enough sake. And you know what Akainu said? When comrades fight in a death match, things can get really heated. That's corny. That's kind of corny. I'm not gonna lie. And I said that's because you're Mac. Come on, man. Now the music doesn't suit it anymore. Hold on. Now I'm missing a leg thanks to him. Yup. Will we actually get to see that battle? I keep remaking it out of ice. Yeah, I guess that's what happens when the admirals fight. What about Kainu? Did you take an arm? No, but his body is riddled with scars. Now this is interesting. They're meeting up here. Like Kuzan is already buddy with them. And this is after he fought for the fleet admiral position. And he seems to be this feels like a very different personality that we've never seen from Kuzan, right? And like, especially after we saw him with Smoker and now that we found out about Saul. So I feel like he's playing it up here, but there's obviously seems to be some history between these two groups at least. Murun fu. Say, speaking of scars, Admiral, have you heard of the man with the burn scar? Let's see what he's going to say here. Burn scar. Throughout the world, there are 4 important red poneglyphs. Among those, 2 of them are said to be in the possession of Kaido and Big. Oh, are we going to find out where the last one is? It's got to be Elbaf then, yeah? It's got to be Elbaf. The other 2, one of them we can't find. And the other, the man with the burn scar. Okay, so it's all heading to Elbaf. It's all heading to Elbaf. Yes, okay. Now we know the location of where that is. I'm guessing Shanks at least has a copy, given his relationship with the Giants. Maybe it's me. And he shows this. Yo, that's mad funny because I'm sure so many people actually theorize that it's him. You idiot. You just got those scars. Oh, that man travels on a jet black ship. Oh, Saul's still going out and about these days? Did he actually find the last one by himself? And then said that enemy ships that try to approach him get swallowed by a giant whirlpool. He may have a devil fruit. Oh, Saul's got himself a devil fruit? Now, let's not forget he was a vice admiral. Saul could throw a punch. I thought Saul could duke it out with a lot of people. I was part of the government, so I know the world government is actually very corrupt. Shocker, bro. Shocker. If they have one stone, pirates would never be able to reach. Oh, if they have one stone, pirates would never be able to reach the One Piece. Road poneglyphs. It's not a memory I'm fond of. I don't think I'd forget a giant red rock at Ohara. All I remember is my friend going against the world government. Okay. Yeah, and that makes sense. Because the last time we saw that last red poneglyph was it was all the way back in Fishman Island, which was Whitebeard's territory at the time. Eventually that got moved. So I'm guessing maybe Elbaf has had it this entire time through a connection with the Roger Pirates, with Shanks, or maybe even Saul found it himself. Who knows? It seems like he's been traveling about with a whirlpool devil fruit. And the eyes of a young girl whose fate I held my hands at. This is why it felt like... I'm surprised he's at Beehive, I will say. I've been saying I think he should show up in Egghead, because, like, you know, like, it's been all like a Enies Lobby reunion this entire time with Rob Lucci and the Straw Hats. If Kuzan shows up, that would be like the whole gang coming together. So I'm surprised he's at Beehive. I'm very interested how this fight actually plays out. What's with the sad story all of a sudden? He's like, bro, we don't care. We're just asking about the burn scars. We don't need your, like, we don't need you to give a whole ass monologue here, all right? Admiral Teach, what should we do? If we take his powers, now it would be huge. Come on, man. You haven't learned your lesson yet after that? I heard you. You piece of shit. I'm taking you to the world, all to the world of ice candy. Ah, okay, this is interesting. That they actually have some, like, banter and stuff, because it really felt like they didn't fit in at all. But it's interesting they really have some, like, banter, and this is, like, way early on, right? Now that I think about it, I heard you guys are hunting devil fruit users. Bring it! Wait, Kuzan! My bad! Blackbeard's funny, man. He's either overconfident or he's like, listen, I'm not ready to fight, man. He knows when to fold, and sometimes he just doesn't know when to fold. My crewmates said something stupid. I'm not here for that. In fact, become a part of my crew. Captain, are you crazy? Okay, so this is interesting. So it looks like they didn't have a connection before, and he just kind of showed up, and then they just, like, vibed really well. All right, like, that's kind of weird a little bit. Like, the way they were all interacting made me feel like maybe even Kuzan knew Blackbeard and was talking to him beforehand, before he was fighting Akainu. But yeah, I guess they just were able to hit it off, because that's just the nature of the Blackbeard pirates, right? They're pirates. They like to drink. They like to have a good time. All right, let's see what the continuation here is, though. You're fired and don't have anything else to do, right? What are you gonna do now that they took away your justice? My justice is different. Are you stupid? Just because we drank together doesn't mean I'll join your crew. Is Kuzan acting here? Is he actually part of the revolutionaries? Or has he been just trying to figure himself out this entire time? Interesting thought there. I don't trust you guys a bit. You don't understand pirates. We aren't a bunch of friends sailing together. Classic, just like the Rocks pirates. All pirates need are common goals, and that's it. You are free. Do you want? Did he actually join just because Blackbeard convinced him and is just, you know, kind of tagging along, trying to do his own way of justice? Let's see. Let's find out. Let's see the action he takes here. Okay. We're gonna need to bring this back here. Hold on. Now he's thinking to himself, hey, Kuzan, undo the ice on Hibari. Free Kobe. Come back to the Navy. You just say anything you want as usual. Sorry, but I can't do any of that. I always liked that about you. I too am living the way I want. 10th Titanic Captain Kuzan. Ice Ball. Okay, he's frozen Garp. You can't kill your first student to save your favorite one. Okay, hold on a minute now. Now we're thrown down. Don't let anything hold you back, you fool. You taught me to live in the now. Blue hole breaks right out of there. Smacks. Oh man. Who's gonna come out on top here? Now we haven't, like, this is why I want to see Kizaru in action. Because we haven't had a moment for the Admirals to really do their talking yet, right? They've been kind of used to prop up other people. And now we cut away. Winter Island, New World. So Garp versus Kuzan is going down at Beehive. And now we go to Winter Island, New World. Oh, what did y'all say? Hold on now. Blackbeard heard y'all was talking a little bit. We see a hat on the ground covered in blood. The Polar Tang, submarine of the Heart Pirates, has sunk. Without your ship now, you guys can't even call yourself pirates. You can't even run away from me. Oh, they are down. They are down bad. There's levels to this, ladies and gentlemen. Remember the 100 pirates whose hearts you took from Rocky Port? Yes, give us more info. They're still hiding in fear at Pirate Island. If I brought back your heart to them, they would all raise their cups in celebration. There's no guarantee that this will be okay. What does he think? He's thinking back to Chopper? There's no guarantee that This'll work, okay? Wait a minute. Hold on a minute. Why is Beppo having internal dialogue? Hold on a minute. What am I about to scroll down to right now? He just chopped a rumble ball? Are we about to get monster point Beppo? Now, should I sell or should I use the OP fruit? So see, I told you guys he had no interest in it. Is it true that you can really make me immortal? Get your dirty paws off my captain! Beppo supremacy! Yeah! Hey, yeah! Huh? Is he in Sulong? Hiya! No way, it's not a full moon! Whoa! Sulong Beppo! And the narrator's coming back! At Winter Island. In the New World. Damn it, they escaped into the sea. The pirate Trafalgar Law. Go back, Beppo. I can't leave my friends behind. We can't go back. Trust me. Beppo came in clutch and saved Law. But Hachi, they left behind Sachi Penguin and John Bart? The frigid port up north, Captain. I promise. No one is gonna die. We've overcome even the toughest hurdles together. So please, Captain, don't die on me. I'm begging. Don't die. And his heart pirates were defeated. A humiliating retreat, but Beppo coming in clutch. Now, it doesn't say break next week here. So do we not have break next week? Either way. What a chapter. My goodness gracious, what a chapter. What a chapter. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to talk. It's time to talk. Alright, it's time to talk. Let me bring the music down a little bit. Or I just let this play out a little bit more. Oh man. Oda is cooking pure flames and the man refuses to stop. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, what we saying? What a chapter, man. Oh, got some lore in there as well. Love it, love it, love it. Beppo supremacy. Beppo supremacy, man. Beppo has beat the allegations. Beppo has beaten the allegations like no other. OP scans in chat as well. What's good, guys? Appreciate y'all for the translations, man. Beppo's beating the allegations, man. He landed a hit on the Yonko. We're gonna get Chopper. We're gonna give Chopper credit for smacking up Queen. Now, I know you're gonna say he ditched the rest of the crew. He's beating the merchandise. He's beating the merchandise allegations. Dragon has the road poneglyph? Law about to return to Sunny and steal more straw hat from screen time for the straw hats? I missed some pages. Where? Blue hole. Hold on. Blue hole. And then it goes to Winter Island, no? Where did I miss it? Do I have to refresh? Rickon, thank you for the 17 months being an elite member. Jet Black ship, a reference to the Black Pearl? I'm not sure. Not sure. Read the panels over Blue Hole. Oh, right here. It didn't work. Are you alright, Kuzan? Oh, okay. Those who lost their way are weak. Okay, yeah, I did miss that. So he came through, broke out of it, and then decked him with Blue Hole. Those who lost their way. Do we actually think Kuzan has lost his way? I don't think he's part of Sword, by the way. I think as soon as last chapter, I was pretty certain he was not in Sword anymore. But whether or not he's actually... But that conversation with Smoker, though, is interesting. I have to go back and reread that now. Ace, thank you for the super chat. Chopper just invented a way to trigger Sulon without the moon. The guy's an absolute giga chat for this. Absolutely. Chopper W. We kind of theorized whether or not that could happen. Now it's been confirmed it does work. And when it comes time for the final war and the Minks come back, that's going to be pretty damn clutch. That is Garp saying that to Kuzan, but if Kuzan's working with like the revolutionaries, Garp wouldn't really know, right? So from Garp's perspective, now that we, I think this pretty much confirms that Kuzan is not affiliated with Sword. So Garp's perspective, that Kuzan has lost this way, but his last conversation with Smoker, it still feels like he obviously knows, like he still has like his own way of justice that he wants to make things right? So I don't think he's fully just lost himself in becoming a pirate, you know? Because like, would Garb say that all pirates just lost his way? In the end, he didn't really save Ace, right? Because Ace was a pirate. So like, Ace went up against him in the same way, even though he was family. Kuya, member for 5 months. Appreciate you. Wouldn't be surprised if world government has a poneglyph. But they're saying, no, they confirmed this chapter that it was with the burn scar, no? With Saul. And the other one is with the Minks. So, are you saying like Saul stole one? Cause, right here. I'll come back to it here. One of them we can't find, the other one, the man with the burn scar has. At least that's what they're saying, yeah. The man with the burn scar has, I think, should be... do we think that's not Saul? And technically, I guess it has been confirmed it's not. Yeah, that is a good point. That is a good point. Dragon, maybe Dragon does have it. And they did bring up right after about, they did bring up right after about the world government. Yeah, I had just like connected that it was Saul like in my mind. So as I read in chapter, now I gotta go back and look at it. This person, enemies that try to approach him get swallowed by a giant whirlpool. Travels on a jet black ship. Would it make sense to be Dragon? People know Dragon though, you know what I'm saying? And he does, yeah, like he has his big ship with we know what his ship looks like. Jack Sparrow reference ship will be called the Black Pearl. That could be a really good reference, for sure. Rocks Davy back? If we do have to remember that last one was in Fishman Island last we saw it, right? So I feel like there has to be some connection, like how it got out of there. So like Oda wouldn't just drop that hint for no reason, you know? Whirlpool connects to Dragon Devil Fruit theory. Interesting. Gabon? Scabber Gabon. Dragon has a black, I know he means ship, but saying Dragon has a black shit is actually hilarious. And wind-bending powers. Let me see that Dragon ship real quick. Revolutionary Army ship. So he's a black dragon, technically. So this is it right here. Not really like a jet black, you know what I'm saying? It's a jet black dragon on there. But I wouldn't call this like a jet black ship. I'll take a look at like Twitter and stuff and see if we missed anything and Reddit and stuff in a little bit. But let me get through chat a little bit first. Captain Jack Sparrow, One Piece cameo confirmed. Stormbrain, thank you for the super chat. Rumpleball Beppo, he finally did something. Hold on though, let's go back to that for a second as well. Why are people saying Beppo didn't beat the allegations? He's beat the merchandise allegations in my book. He's beat the merchandise allegations in my book. Yeah, there was no way, like, we should, come on, this is Black, we gotta build up Blackbeard. Blackbeard can't be losing to Law, especially with all of his captains around. It's fully blacked out in the manga? Okay, that's a good point. I think his dragon ship of the person with the burn scar is Sabo, since, that's interesting. That's a interesting way to look at it. Hello, Zach, it's me, Nicholas from Greece. Hope you had a great Easter. Thank you, appreciate it. So now the kid in Law might have been defeated, but they will become stronger, trust me. Of course they're not done. Of course they're not done. But it was just a way to show, hey, there's levels to this shit, you know? There's levels to this shit. All he did was save Law. He landed a hit on Blackbeard. Came in, Sulon Beppo. Smacked up Blackbeard and Van Augur, I believe. Then dipped. I mean, guys, this is Beppo, all right? Like, this is Beppo. Maybe my expectations for him were just way lower. Like, they did suffer embarrassing L's, yes. But, like, Beppo to me was, like, pure merchandise. You gotta remember, like, he was not doing a thing. Narrator is low-key, like, spitting. Like, he's like, we're defeated. A humiliating retreat. Narrator just coming in, like, he loves it. Narrator is low-key those dudes trying to cancel people on Twitter. Whenever he sees somebody's downfall, he is on it ASAP. Straw Hats get clapped. He's like, hey, on that day, did somebody call me? Did somebody call my name? But yeah, you also got to respect, like, Beppo goes down swinging, at least in a sense, right? He didn't go down begging. He went down eating this medicine that he doesn't even know if it works or not. And then goes berserk. Not just goes berserk. Let's give some credit. He reins himself in immediately afterwards and skedaddles out of there. All right, like, not only is this Chopper gonna control Monster Point for a long time, Sulong, they need a lot of practice to, like, control as well. This man goes Sulong for the first time ever, busts out one hit, and then gets the fuck out of there. I gotta give some shout outs to Beppo, man. It's not like the biggest W in the world, but for, like, a Build-A-Bear, it's a pretty big W. But Beppo didn't start begging. He did leave his crewmates behind, which is not a great look. Not a great look. But hey, he didn't go out that sad. Beppo is now in my honorable top 30. W Beppo. Okay, yeah, it seems like, yeah, no, I think Beppo has beat the allegations. At least the Build-A-Bear allegations. Weppo. All right, let's talk about Kuzan a little bit, though. What do we think about Kuzan? As the last chapter, like I said, the description of Sword to me that debunked my entire vision of Sword of it being this secret thing that Garp started and it's like secretly going against the world government. You know, it's a theory started by Randy Choi that I really liked. The only part I never really agreed with was the law part. And then that last chapter kind of debunked the whole thing, in my opinion. In terms of it, at least the way it was portrayed out in the last chapter, I was like, oh, okay. So, like, this is something the world government knows about, which lines up with, you know, the CP0 knowing about knowing about X-Drake and all that kind of stuff. They still have their own agenda and they're doing their own thing, and most Marines probably don't know about them, but they're not this like top secret thing that like I doubt Akainu doesn't know about them. You know, like the Fleet Admiral and the Admirals probably all know about what Sword is, which is why Kuzan knew about it despite him most likely not being in it, you know? As opposed to like Sword going up against Aegis Zero, which is Aegis is a shield, I think it's the Sword and the shield of the world government. I think that makes more sense instead of them clashing against each other. So Sword is this absolutely rogue Marine branch that's already resigned, so they could just go do whatever they want and go take down pirates. And if they fuck up, you just cut them loose and it's no problem. That's why they're the Sword. Shield, they protect the world government, do the dirty work. I think they're both still working for the world government, just in their own way. As far as Kuzan goes, so yeah, after that information about Sword last chapter, I was like, Kuzan's probably not in the Sword, but I still think he has his own agenda based off the conversation he had with Smoker. So I think he's maybe more likely connected to like the Revolutionary Army. But after this chapter, and the way he interacted with the Blackbeard pirates, either he's a grade A actor, or it does actually seem like he might have been, you know, really lost and confused after losing to Akainu. And, you know, Blackbeard managed to kind of convince him to kind of just stick with him for the time being. And now Garp is like kind of disciplining him. I still feel like I can't imagine he just went that rogue though. You know what I'm saying? I think he pretends to be friends with Blackbeard pirates, would betray them. At some point, it was stated by himself he is still the same. That's a good point. That was the conversation with Smoker, yeah. Yeah, I don't think he's lost his ways overall. Like, deep down, his justice is still the same. Maybe I just like, did he actually get a little too confused on his way back? Like, he didn't kill Hibari here. He still just froze her and just left her be, you know? Prime low diff everyone currently in the story. Also, we got confirmation that because of their duel, it's possible Akainu and Aokiji may be weaker than they were before their fight. As opposed to both of them blooming, which most people would take as, most people actually thought, right? Like after the time skip, both got stronger, but in reality, one of them lost their leg, the other lost the arm. Or not an arm, but like he got like, I think he got like a huge scar. So it's like, it's rough. Garp or Aokiji? I'm taking Garp right now, man. I'll take Garp right now. I don't know about Kainu, but this fight I don't see Aokiji winning. Unless Shiryu comes in and he's like a beast. We need more bad villains. Kuzan be a great villain? I don't think so. I just don't think he's gonna go to the villain route. Not after that conversation with Smoker, you know? Appreciate the love. 150 JTJ. Oh, TCB is out as well? They dropping early. This is why competition is good. Let's check it. Let's see if any wording changed here. All right, now all the chapters are out. I could probably just remove the link. And then word. All right, let's peep TCB, see if anything changed specifically. Title is the 10th Titanic Captain. It's gonna crush us. Hey, low-key, this quality's a little blurry, I'm not gonna lie. Clay Ordination, so the name of the attack changes, I think. Guard that bastard, never forget you. Oh, Fossil. TCB is always better, like, I don't care if it's, like, not, like, true to the source, but, like, the way they characterize the dialogue is just more natural, I think. That's why I always like their translation. Listen up, you snot-nosed pirates. You blink and end up in a world of pain. What a letdown. Talk about if I really lost my touch. Damn it, Kobe, you were murdered. Everything seems to be the same. Kobe, Captain Kobe. Even non-sword members came. So Tashigi is confirmed to not be in sword. This is a good way to review the chapter a little bit as well. And then there comes Kuzan. Boom. Freezes Hibari right over. Yo, like, how is she still standing on one leg like this, though? Like, realistically, she should have fallen over and, like, actually died. There's Kuzan. What are you doing? Hurry on, freeze him. And now we go to the flashback. Here we go. There you are, Aokiji. Why'd you have to freeze all my buddies out there? Okay, yeah, this makes more sense. I think OP Scans fucked up the translation order. Cause in theirs it went like, it started like by saying like the Quake stuff first. So it was a little confusing, but this makes more sense where he's like, where Kuzan says, I think twice about using a Quake powers, and then Blackbeard realizes Aokiji. I don't know what the actual order is, but I know like reading it this way made more sense. I'm pretty heartbroken right now, and guess who's to blame for my foul mood? You're one crazy son of a bitch, Ice Pop. And then, yeah, Kuzan's just laughing along with them. Like, am I crazy? But like, have we not seen like this version of Kuzan, at least like recently, right? Maybe during like the Shiki flashback. And like chapter 0, he was kind of like that when he was younger. But like, since then, he's really just been like a very chill, laid back, lazy guy, right? Like, we've never seen him just kick it back with like other pirates like this. Like, he feels like a real pirate here. That'll be Magma and making jokes. He's down a leg. So like, this also confirms like this fight actually went down. Any doubt that, you know, like Kuzan was like, hey, you know, you actually be the fleet admiral. I actually won, but you be the fleet admiral. I think it's no doubt Akainu is clearly stronger. All right, Akainu walked away banged up, but Kuzan lost a whole ass leg, and he lost. I think that's like, there's a clear separation we can make there at this point. And then here they're talking about the man marked by flames again. Now this is interesting. The translation here that they put is, there's 2 of them up for grabs, but there's no knowing where they are. We heard a rumor that the man marked by flames has one. Okay, so this is like, and he's like kind of like doing quotation marks, so it's like kind of makes sense that they're saying rumor. So it's not confirmed by any chance. Now you only got that scar recently. Said that man can be found on a pitch black ship, and if anyone sails near, giant whirlpools will swallow him up. And then Shiryu's line here is, I bet he's with the world government. Okay. We all know they're hardly angels. It wouldn't surprise me if they kept a stone or 2 for themselves. It'd be a surefire way of preventing any pirate from claiming the One Piece. Now the thing is, like, the poneglyphs were pretty easily spread out in terms of like given to like allies, like especially the road poneglyphs. But at the same time, pirates did end up getting their hands on it, so it's not impossible like the world government ended up getting one. It would actually be a really cool way to do it, where there's like this mysterious strong world government guy that's like sailing in this jet black ship. And yep, there's conversation about Ohara and stuff. And now they're bantering again, and now he asks him to join his crew. Don't be a moron, think Canada drinks, win me over. Yeah, it does feel like, at the same time, like, why would he go to the Blackbeard Pirates in the first place if he didn't have some kind of motive, you know? Was he really just kicking it back with them this entire time like that? You're free now. What do you want to do? I still think he has his own agenda or something. And then Garb's line over here says, "Listen up, Kuzan. Only weaklings lose their way." And then he blew holes his ass. Oh yeah, another thing to point out as we get to the law stuff here is when he talks about the Ape Ape no Mi, he's talking about like sell it or use it. So seems like he knows about like the rumor of making it immortal, but like I said from the first place, when he met up with Law, he said hand over your poneglyphs. He was not after Law's devil fruit, right? Or else I think he would have been much more aggressive in these past couple of years, you know? And then here comes Sula and Beppo beating the Build-A-Bear allegations. And then he gets out of there. On this day, the Heart Pirates were soundly defeated. Also, I want to see the last conversation here. "We can't go back, trust them. From the freezing ports of the north till now, we always survived." Okay. "None of us will let it end here. We've overcome so much, so don't you dare die." Okay, some clarifications in that one. Some clarifications. Welcome to King Pirates Elite. Appreciate it. I don't want to pronounce your name wrong. So if you want to tell me how to correctly pronounce it in chat, let me know. But appreciate you becoming a member. We got TCB in chat as well. If King Loki has the last poneglyph, you think he's the one with the jet black ship? When's the top 30 coming? I'm not gonna make any promises anymore, because like trying to gather all the people and a date that works with everybody, myself included, is a lot harder than I thought. But listen, I'm gonna try to make it happen as soon as possible. If it can happen during this, is it on break next week? Do we have a break next week? Because I heard rumors there was gonna be a break, but we don't see like break next week in this chapter. Is it like a jump break? Golden week break. Okay, yeah, got you. So yeah, if I'm able to make it happen this next break week, I'll definitely will. I'll try my best to. But I have to check the schedule of everybody, you know, from the people in the community that I want to be part of it, to some of the creators I want to bring, to myself, who's watching a lot of basketball right now, and the Celtics basketball games I just can't miss. I apologize if that's a little selfish, but it's title or bust, baby. Even if it's the Atlanta Hawks, I gotta watch. Derek White, phenomenal. Man's killing it. Man Marked by Flames is a new person we haven't seen personally. I think that makes sense. Please make a video called "What if Sanji ate the Keurig diamond fruit?" Just call me Amy. Okay, Amy, appreciate the support joining Elite. Why the diamond fruit in particular, though? I don't know if I have that much to add to that conversation. You know? Rip your Warriors. Donkey coming in clutch 2016 flashbacks. Stomping people on the court and then celebrating like it's a WWE match. That's what really got him suspended. If he didn't celebrate, I don't think he would have gotten suspended, to be honest. Check on Twitter. I'll peep Twitter. I gotta unmute my tags anyways. Mute words. Get rid of all of that. Nightmare Galleon. It's a twisted black ship that sails through space during a golden age run by a crew of dream pirates. If it's a brand new character, that's cool as fuck too. I think that would be... Can you imagine? Out of nowhere, there's this like rogue guy that's like... that's like has a road poneglyph? That would be pretty wild. Garb top 10? I think so, man. I believe so. Quick off my head, the top 10 people that are in there, no particular order. So the Yonko in it would be Luffy, Blackbeard, Shanks, Big Mom, Kaido. That's already 5. Goddamn. Did I miss anything? No, that's the 5. Mihawk, Dragon. That's 7. Yeah, he'll make it in there. Garp Akainu will be in there. I don't know who 10 would be. Am I missing something? I'm probably forgetting somebody for sure, but Garp will be in there now. Yeah, the book Sanji is reading, I made a comment about that earlier. It's supposed to be cooking. It's supposed to be cooking, but the letter in the second O don't really look like an O. What's my man reading for real? Let me see if Twitter has anything to offer and anything we missed. People are saying it's dragon because his devil fruit. Okay. The weather devil fruit to create a whirlpool. It is a jet black ship in a manga. That is a good point. That is a jet black ship. Very different from the anime. And then there's the description, everything. So that's a good point. Dragon is looking more likely. Maybe it's Saul. I don't think it's Saul anymore. I thought like Saul was like ingrained in my head because I thought that was like almost confirmed based on after we learned about Saul. But now after this description, I don't know. I feel like it's not gonna be Saul. It's either Dragon. Could be cool if it's a world government member, and it's unlikely that it's probably like a completely new character because it's so late in the game. But if it is, I think that would be funny as hell as well. I mean, not funny, but like just like super interesting. It's Foxy, yes. Right, people are talking about JJK. Apparently some crazy happened. I'm not gonna spoil it for people that are still reading it, but I'm not caught up anymore, so I don't really mind getting spoiled, but some memes are being made about that. Okay, this is this is where the blog popularity I feel like has gone too far. Like Beppo I think beat the Build-A-Bear allegations, but anybody saying this is a Law W is gassing it too much, man. Law got bodied, not as humiliating as Kid did, but he lost. He lost. That man Scott Burgabon. No. I've given up on Scott Burgabon. I want whatever that guy is having. Blackbeard has 2 devil fruits. That's a good point. We have not seen any other ones being used yet. As far as we know. I still think he needs a 3rd. The L in law stands for this week's chapter. For his crew in this week's chapter. The chapter was phenomenal still. What happened to Kaido? Who cares? Who cares? You know what I'm saying? Who cares at this point? Shanks is scared of Blackbeard. This is a W. That is a good point to always kind of low-key go back on, is the fact that Shanks got scarred by Blackbeard before he had either of the 2 devil fruits he has now. Maybe he has his 3rd in his bag that he's been hiding this entire time, but that is a good point to always, you know, think back to. Blackbeard's showing was obviously not as good as Shanks, but I do think it still shows the levels here where he clearly won the battle, right? Like, not as epic as Shanks, but like Shanks is just that type of character. Blackbeard, he fucks around, right? It is interesting that I think, to me, Law was stronger than Kid. And now that they've both been defeated, Shanks is just going to get a lot more respect still because of how he did it. I feel like Blackbeard might not... Does Blackbeard stock go up at all for you guys after what he showed out? I mean, we didn't get to see it, is the thing. Off screen, he beat him. He took some damage himself. But do we think Blackbeard's stock has gone up at all? In your eyes? I knew he was winning too. I think it's a good confirmation for how strong he should be. He is. You know, for anybody that didn't believe him at all because he hasn't shown any feats. I think he still has another level to go though. Either it hasn't shown it yet with his 3rd devil fruit, or he's got to get a 3rd one still to get to that top level for him to be that big bad pirate that Luffy has to defeat. He always get hit, but so does Luffy, right? Like, Luffy's kind of the same way. Like, they're both kind of idiots. They're not like the smartest fighters ever. Like, Shanks saw the future 15 seconds in the future, and he was like, gotta do this. Bang. I'm just gonna go all out in the beginning. No second chances. You know what I'm saying? What do you think what happened with Kid and Law losing their ship? They're kind of just minor characters, right? To me, it's like, hey, great job. You guys did this big thing with Luffy and I think this is Oda like setting the levels here. This to me was Oda setting the levels. Kid and Law are not done. They're gonna be relevant again in the future. But this was like Oda's saying, coming out of Wano, all 3 of them have equal bounties. They did their thing in Wano. You know, 2 of them teamed up together to beat Big Mom. Luffy defeats Kaido. But now it's like resetting the stage, right? Instantly, they go up against a new Yonko and they get decked. All right? They get decked and it's like, listen, They're not in the race anymore. They're not in the race. Minor character. All right, the narrators got me. The narrators got me swirling a little bit, but they're minor characters in terms of the race to the One Piece, right? Like, we knew they weren't gonna be those guys, even though they came out with way more clout than they should have after Wano. Luffy carried in that shit. All right, they ripped off his clout, got the bounty boost, and then Oda's resetting the levels here. He said they're not in this final race. It's Shanks, it's Blackbeard, it's Luffy, and the Cross Guild. Law and Kid, they did their thing. They're still great characters. They're gonna get involved later. But they're gonna get decked. Luffy's still fighting SSG. True, I don't think he's losing that battle. What if Kizaru beats Luffy again? That's a massive L. That would be such a massive L. I can't imagine he loses to Kizaru after coming out of a battle with Kaido and winning. To me, this is gonna set the stage for setting levels where Luffy comes out of his battle on top. Cross Guild? How's Cross Guild in a battle? They're cooking. It's a Yonko crew. They don't have, I mean, Mihawk is the only guy that's up there in terms of that level. But they're cooking. It's a Yonko crew. You think if Mihawk goes up against Blackbeard, like, the same thing is gonna happen? Or if he goes up against Shanks, the same thing, like, they have way more manpower. Like, it's not just singular power as well. It's like Kid and Law's crews got decimated. Crocodile as well would do work. And Buggy, although he's just a figurehead, has recruited a lot of strong people. Their goal isn't really to trying to find the One Piece, though. Oh, no, they're definitely trying to find... Mihawk, maybe not. But Crocodile definitely still trying to find the One Piece. Buggy's definitely probably still trying to get the One Piece. Maybe it's not maybe they're not as adamant, but they're not out of the race. Like, why else would they be around, you know? They're still a very big entity right now. Law goes back to Wano, gets Pluton, and comes back. Oh, man. That's a good point, Mugiwara. If Blackbeard is at Egghead... I mean, no, Blackbeard's at Winter, right? We know. So this is a confirmed now. Let's do a little mapping out here. We know one ship of the Blackbeard Pirates is on Egghead. We know a group of them are on Beehive, and that group currently is Vasco Shot. I just stopped there. San Juan Wolf, Shiryu, Kuzan, and Avala Pizarro. 5 of them. On Winter Island, we have Blackbeard, Jesus Burgess, Doc Q, and Van Auger. Is that 9 already? Who's left? And then, yeah, there should be 2 left. Lafitte and Devon. Yeah, it's just Lafitte and Devon. So they're probably trying to do pretty stealthy, I would imagine, because they're not gonna. The manpower between the 2 of them is not gonna be enough to really make too much of an impact in a big war, especially with Kizaru involved and another Yonko, you know? It's interesting Blackbeard said those 2, right? Blackbeard beats Mihawk. I think Shanks good as well, given what we've seen from both of them. But it wouldn't happen how it just happened, is the point I'm trying to make. Plus, the Cross Guild, if they showed up with their entire crew, they would not struggle like that. That's what I mean is they're still in the race. There's levels to this in terms of like crew and competition. Uruj theory might still be alive for the Blackbeard pirates? I think that's dead. Because literally the theory was he is the 10th Titanic captain. And he's not. Could he still be involved with Blackbeard? Absolutely. Maybe. That could still be cool. Let me see if there's anything else I missed. Okay, this is an interesting point out here. These two scenes when Luffy, like in literally chapter 1 or 2, he gets sucked up by this giant whirlpool. And then the feet, of course, just mentioned a whirlpool. But I would say unlikely that they're connected, but that would be pretty crazy. And I guess it would add to theory of maybe Dragon being involved somehow. Uruj, Calm, Bogart, or forgotten character. Yeah, I mean, Calm was always like a Easter egg kind of, right? Like he wasn't introduced until like the chapter 0 movie stuff. Like, so like Kong, I wasn't expecting more out of. Bogart, like since day 1, he was Garp's right hand man, and like I don't know what happened to him. Like it seems like he just got taken over by other people. I do feel a little bad for Bogart. Uruj, I don't know. He's got to be relevant somehow still. Man, everybody really believes Hibari is Akanu's daughter, huh? I mean, I know where the connection comes from, but like just based off of accents, we're just gonna like run with that she's Akanu's daughter. Bogart could be the man with the burnt skull. Yeah, the man marked by flames is actually Bogart. Okay, we got this huge bullet points explanation on Reddit here on why Dragon could be the man with the marked by flames. All right, let's see if they're spitting or not. In Road to Laptail, Oda said Vera might be the location a road poneglyph is in. Vera is the island the revolutionaries control. Interesting. It was weird that Vera was like mentioned like that, right? Just randomly thrown in there. Dragon's ship is black. Yep, we saw that. Robin's reaction as Kid mentions that person as she knows something. Oh, true. That's why we thought maybe it was Saul because of that connection. But she was with Dragon this entire time and she hasn't said anything. Okay, he's kind of spitting here. Dragon most likely has a weather day. Yup, that makes sense. Dragon's mission kind of combines what Fisher Tiger and Otahime started. If the fishermen were to give their poneglyphs into anyone's hands who wasn't a Roger or a Whitebeard pirate, it'd be Dragon. That's a really good, that's another really good, way to look at it. Dragon has Karasu, who's most likely a carrier poneglyph. Okay, that's, I mean, I'm sure, like, anybody else could have just carried it as well. Narrative, we got Dragon popping up in Egghead several times, flashbacks. We also have 100 marine ships. Admiral timing, someone could easily sink those ships. I still don't know if it makes sense for Dragon to come to Egghead, but if he does, and we find out like and we just see whirlpools start like sinking these. Okay, that's pretty cool. Now I'm a little more on board with Dragon coming. I need a pretty big explanation on what that Devil Fruit power is though, for him to get all the way from the Grand Line to the New World in like 24 hours. When especially like Kuma is like in trouble and he's just gonna ignore him. Blackbeard learned about a man who Burn Scar questioned Kuzan. By Dressrosa, Kuzan was already 10th Titanic captain. So some time passed, Blackbeard might have learned more. That might have why... Oh! That's another great point. They did invade Baltigo, And that was another move that felt a little weird. Oh, this man is spitting. Who is this? Jail Chris Brown. Jail Chris Brown is spitting, bro. Oh man, what a username. That's top 5. That's top 5 moment right there. Oh man. And that was the last point here. Burn mark under his tattoos, so maybe that's what the tattoos are for. Dragon, okay, so then now he's going headcanon theory. Dragon was at God Valley, encountered Kuma and other slaves. To gain their trust, remove the stigma of slaves carrying the burn mark. He inflicted the same one on himself, showed that it could become a trademark of a free man. Okay. Not a lot of headcanon, not a bad headcanon theory. I kind of dig it. For slaves, he became a legend, the man with a burn mark. Then he went with an alter ego dragon, making him known as the leader of Revs. This man's spitting. This man's spitting, bro. I ain't gonna lie. Every single point was fire. What a crazy ass name, though. That was mad funny. This man's spitting. Who is it? Jail Chris Brown. What if just like Zoro Bogart is sleeping in the ship and shows up to fight against Shiryu? Diamond is the best conducting material heat and has a very high melting point. My bad, man. My bad, I missed that. For Sanji, right? That could be a good point, but at the same time, he has his body already. He, like his, his derma body that's already able to take a very high resistance heat, which allows him to generate Ifrit Janbei. I don't know if I can make that into an entire video, but I like the idea. I like the next 1 to 2 chapters still going to be on Pirate Island. What happened to Egghead? I don't know, man. I thought this chapter we were going to get back to Egghead. But honestly, at this point, I don't care. If you want to give us more Kuzan versus Garp, I'm not going to complain. Who's going to complain about that? Dragon pulling up to Egghead and asking Vegapunk to reboot Kuma. That he would have to do that so quickly. Like, rapidly fly to the Red Line, save Kuma, bring his ass to Egghead, all in the span of like 24 hours or less. Peter Falk, thank you for the super chat. If it's not Kuzan, who is headed to Egghead? In terms of Blackbeard Pirates, we kind of figured that out earlier. I think it's Lafitte and Katarina Devon are the only 2 remaining Blackbeard Pirates that we have not seen. So it should be them. Their mission at this point might be just to observe. I'm sure they'll try to take advantage somehow. But Lafitte, especially given his, like brainwashing capabilities, maybe could, cause some more mayhem. Devon, both are like super manipulative, right? One is like a hypnotist, the other one is able to just transform into any disguise. So both are going to be able to like really infiltrate and mess some things up. I do wonder what their initiative is. I feel like initially maybe it was to scope out the situation, try to get some poneglyphs if possible, maybe get their hands on Vegapunk. They could also be after the Boa Hancock SSG because they wanted Hancock's Devil Fruit in the first place. So there's a couple of different ways they could try to gain something out of this. I'm just not sure which one I would lean towards right now. Expected off-screen Law versus Blackbeard. Like you expected Law versus Blackbeard to be off-screen, or do you mean like Kuzan versus Garp to be off-screened? Be thankful Law got off-screen and Kid was in a shithole. Yeah, that was rough. Yeah, like he let him off easy. Loki let him off easy. Lafitte was also able to sneak into the Holy Land without anybody sending... True. That's another good point. So both of them super sneaky and could easily just sneak in there. I do not think Zoro's sacrifice will be brought up again. What do you mean? Like the nothing happened moment? That's kind of random. Is somebody talking about that? Now that both Law and Kid have taken L's, Luffy has to take a W. That's what I think is going to happen. Like, it's going to prove the levels to this. Like, Law and Kid, they came out of Wano, like, kind of like with a lot of new clout because of Luffy mainly, after Luffy defeated Kaido. And then, and now we're seeing the levels because they immediately fight new other Yonko and they get destroyed. Their entire crews. They get their Saboti, essentially. Do you think Luffy will see Kuma's memories? I don't think Luffy will care at all. Luffy's not interested in that. He's never interested in anybody's flashback. They were like, since Arlong Park, they're like, let me tell you Nami's story. He said, I don't care, bro. I'm taking a walk. Right? Like, we found out about Otahime's. My man fell asleep. So he cares not one bit about it. Light the beam, baby. Y'all gotta win game 3, man. You gotta win game 3. Going back to Egghead Nest chapter? Possibly. But I wouldn't mind sticking here and getting more Garp and Kuzan. I wouldn't mind that. The Polar Tang. Yeah, RIP to the Polar Tang. The only submarine that we knew. It was a very good ship. Zoro is smarter than Big Mom? Fight IQ wise? Yes. You get what you pay for the Polar Tang. He half listened to the VV back. Exactly. He doesn't care about those things. Remember Luffy was almost interested in what Robin was reading? Oh, the newspaper? That's like at most though. Like his attention span is so short. Maybe Bonnie makes him. I don't think Bonnie will be interested in telling, like, they're not like best buds. Also, that memory, I'm not certain like how long ago that was from. Cause like, was it before he became, like, does he have all his memories there? Probably, because now he's like a full-on cyborg and he probably wants all his memories back. But yeah, I don't think he would care. Yeah, Oda stated Luffy and Zoro don't care. Yeah, they just don't care. Zoro sometimes listens. You gotta give him credit for that. You know, he'll listen to like Nami's story and oh no, I think he might have fell asleep too. Yeah, you know, they just like have their own way of figuring things out and what's right and wrong. We don't really need to revisit Nothing Happened, to be honest. I think it's good. I think it's good if as it is. If it happens, it happens, you know? But I don't think it'll happen. Zoro's one of the dumbest people in the world. Not when it comes to fighting, though. I would take his fight IQ over Big Mom. In terms of directions and a lot of other things, for sure. Same with Luffy. Zoro cares is about Kuena. I still think Kuzan is a good guy and playing the long game. Yeah, I don't think he's lost who he is. Which is why I would still bank on him being involved with like the revolutionary somehow. I don't think it's Sword. As soon as last chapter came out, I don't think it's Sword anymore. I think Sword is actually still a world government entity and not some secret thing trying to throw up, like, start a revolution against the world government. And the way Kuzan described it, I don't think he was part of it. But I also don't feel like he's lost his way completely like that. I feel like this is a red herring to throw us off. Polatang was cool. It was cool. So RIP to the Polatang. Why the Big Mom slander? It's just her fight IQ, man. We're talking about fight IQ. That's why she's not like so much higher. I gotta give some apologies to Russell Westbrook though. I compared him to Big Mom because he's never been able to fully live up to his potential, in my opinion, because he's always tried to like shoot mid-rangers and kind of take his team out of the game sometimes. But he's been phenomenal for the Clippers these last couple games. Apologies to Russell Westbrook. Time for the Straw Hat Grand Fleet to show us what they're capable of. I don't know if they can make it in time. Given that it's gonna all go down to tomorrow, that's the same thing I said about Dragon. It just feels like it needs to really make sense for somebody to arrive in time for that to happen, you know? Oda wrote Big Mom as a laughable meme. Yeah, it is what it is. Titanic got sunk by an iceberg IRL. Kuzan is an iceberg. He'll sink the Titanic. Ooh. That's hey, I kind of dig that, bro. I kind of dig that. He will be the ice that sinks the Titanic? I kind of dig that, bro. I can dig it. Maybe that's his way. Maybe he's not even working with the revolutionaries. And he's like, I'm just going to take out the Blackbeard pirates from within. That's my way of justice. Who's on the Blackbeard ship? It's Lafitte and Katarina Devon. They are the last two remaining. Big Mom was mishandled. I would agree. Not in Whole Cake Island, she was great. In Wano, she was. Shanks will meet Luffy again? Yeah, of course. Could Dragon's tattoo be referred to the flame? Yes. We just saw this great comment by Reddit user JLJarx Brown. And he brought up like a headcanon theory that Dragon was at God Valley and that's where he met Kuma and they were all like burned by slave marks and then he kind of burned himself and then used the tattoo to maybe cover it up. And then he brought up just a whole bunch of other great points like Blackbeard attacking Baltigo and all that kind of stuff. So Dragon is looking very likely. What do I think the D stands for? One of those theories that is way too deep for me to speculate on, to be honest. I've seen many good explanations, and it could be any one of them. Could be Dawn, could be a smile, could be any of those things, to be honest. I don't have one that I really stick to. And honestly, I don't really want to, like, strongly believe in any one of them, because I want to be surprised when it happens. The print of Garp shoes. Sulan Beppo is... Yeah, I said it. Beppo has beat the Build-A-Bear allegations. He showed out this chapter. Dragon will save Law's crew. They have no connection, though. Where do we think Law is going? Do we think Law heads back to Wano? To just, like, kind of reset? Like, where else could he go? It's a retreat anyways, right? Like, to go all the way to Egghead, I don't think makes sense. Wano makes sense, I feel like. The Cross Guild will save Law? Elbaf? No, I don't think it's Elbaf. I think it would be Wano. Like, that was literally the next island over in the direction they went, you know? Why not just go back where they came from? At the same time, I would doubt that Beppo has... Is Beppo a navigator? Who's the navigator? Is Beppo navigator? Right? Isn't he? I can't remember. Well, yeah, Beppo is a navigator, it looks like. Yeah, Beppo is a navigator. So he should have probably a log pose, right? So if he has a log pose, he should be able to go back to where he came from. At the same time, maybe he goes a different direction and could end up in Elbaf. Elbaf could make sense as well. Going to Egghead, I don't think makes too much sense because they wouldn't really be able to do anything. She's gonna say Carrot will save Law and Beppo. Law going to Lodestar, he just like the only the island that nobody was able to make it to besides the Roger Pirates, even without road poneglyphs, Beppo just randomly ends up swimming there by accident. Beppo could run into the Cross Guild with a Rev Army. Who could be? I mean, it could be either one of those. Like, there's a lot of options that's a possibility. So I definitely don't want to shut anything down. I'm just trying to figure out what could be the most logical ones for now. I would still say like Wano or Elbaf is what I would lean towards. But given that it feels like everything is leading towards Elbaf, with Saw and Shanks and Kid being there as well, that could be the next big arc where, like, you know, Kid and Law gets back up. The strongest attack that we've seen in the series. I think people are sleeping on Bajra and Gun, I will say that. Divine Departure, probably, though. That or whatever Emu just launched at. Whatever Emu just launched at Sabo. Oda's deep in his bag right now. What will happen next? I don't know, but we're eating good, my friend. We're eating good. Beppo accidentally swims onto Laugh Tale for real. We need Momonosuke action. I think it's a little too early for like the Wano crew to come back. I think it could be a good way for Law to, you know, to just sit out in some action because we don't really need him back that quickly, you know? So like he could just be there eventually when we come back to Wano, but I would imagine he would also want to go after his crewmates pretty quickly. Gomu no pistol? Yes. Has the current Luffy surpassed Kaido? Not with his current stamina issues. Until I see he could bypass that, I think Kaido would deck him. Full strength, full stamina, Kaido will eat those attacks. And then he would still win. He will eventually, though. That's how it works every arc, right? By the next opponent, Luffy gets strong enough for sure to defeat his previous one. Without any help. Please don't back Wano Samurai for why. Exactly, that's why I think. We don't need to see him for a bit. D is just a group who fight against Devil Fruit. Luffy will create a society where no one fears anyone. Luffy's not creating any society, though. He doesn't care about all that. He just acts on impulsion and just like his own like helping friends and shit like that. He doesn't care about really creating a world, in my opinion. Could his actions lead to that and other people take charge and create that world and he becomes an inspiration for other people to create that type of world? Absolutely. But Luffy himself, I don't see being like, I'm gonna create a society where everyone can eat equally and not be afraid, you know? I can't remember, like, I think, what was it? It's like the Fisher Tiger Otahime flashback. My man fell asleep. He didn't care. Like, to him, everyone is equal, and that's how he feels. And at the end of the day, he said himself, he's not a good guy. He's a pirate. He wants all the meat. You know what I'm saying? Man with the burn scar is not Saw. I don't think it's Saw anymore. I think Dragon makes the most sense after discussing it. Law and Kid are Yonko or Admiral level? No, clearly not, as we've just seen. Admiral, we'll have to see how Kuzan and Kizaru's performances are. But no, I don't think they're there yet. Because they haven't shown any, like, real good level of hockey yet, you know? They've been just... I still think the Big Mom really only lost because she just has one of the worst fight IQs in the game for people that are elite. Just imagine the upcoming war. Everyone who has conquers hockey uses it simultaneously. Yeah, that final war when it goes down with all these characters at the top tier and maybe even characters we haven't seen before, like the Gorosei or Emu, or if the man with the burn scar turns out to be somebody we don't know at all. That's just gonna be fire, man. Pure heat. I said feet. Frankie has been so underused recently. Frankie just gets done dirty. His fight with Sasaki was just so mid. And then he always gets screwed over with bounties, man. Him and Sanji always gets the short end of the stick. Her children has also taken a lot of L's. Frankie versus Senor Pink was fantastic for sure. I just think Frankie versus Sasaki was trash. That fight was trash. This was supposed to be his arc. Oh, you talking about Frankie? I think he'll still get his shine. I love the theory, by the way. I think Hidden Island had dropped it about Frankie eventually getting green blood as a power-up. I love that theory. I love that idea. I still think eventually Vegapunk has to go through like every single Straw Hat and just upgrade him. Because there's just so much that he could do, you know? Nah, the Triceracopter was not it. All right, it could have been it for like a funny little thing, but when that's like the highlight of the entire fight, that was not it. BRB, we'll go to the bathroom real quick. Frankie versus Burgess? I still think it should be Jinbei versus Burgess. Like a wrestler versus a karate man, like there's a lot of potential for that, you know? Green blood is basically a way to copy devil fruit. Exactly. So like Frankie could like low-key get like devil fruit like abilities. And that could be a really cool way to give him a super strong power up. And you know, it kind of ties in with him already using cola. Chilling with the chair stream. Every time I go to the bathroom, chair stream. Chair piece. Do you think there are too many Conqueror's Hockey users considering that it's rare? It's 1 in a million, you know? It's rare, but it's not like the rarest thing in the world, especially when we're in like the part of the world where it's like the strongest people alive make it. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, not only do you have to have it, but you have to like really be that guy to take it to the next level. You know, kid has Conqueror's Hockey, has no idea how to fucking use it. Didn't matter for him, you know? Don Chinjiao was getting bodied by Luffy in Dressrosa, you know? So like having Conqueror's Hockey until you'd really, really know how to use it, that's how you could tap into the upper echelon. But there's also people that, you know, that have it that kind of just use it for fodder control. And some people probably have it that don't even know how to use it. Kuzan being the 10th Titanic captain confirms Jinbei as the final Straw Hat since Kuzan might be a traitor. Yeah, I mean, I always thought we didn't really need a 10th one. I think it would have been interesting if Yamato had joined and then like a 10th one was like Rouge or something, and then we get like a 11v11, 1v1s. I do think Kuzan is still a good person. So I think what you could have is a scenario of like Vivi's gonna come back eventually, and she is a Straw Hat, and then that final 1v1 is just gonna be voided because both of them are kind of gonna be on the same side. You know, Kuzan is way too strong for like most of the Straw Hats to take on. Like, really, is only like Zoro that has a chance eventually. Sanji maybe eventually. And then of course Luffy. But outside of that, I think he wipes the floor with everybody. Like still won't be close. Especially in a 1v1. How many chapters are left according to you? Believe is 115, 125 left. Oda said 90% of the story is over. Nah, I'm not keeping track. I think it's all cap for Oda. However chapters he needs to make it a really good, fulfilling story, that's how many I want it to be. You know what I mean? Vivi with the talk no jutsu to Kuzan, for real. She's a politician. Prime Kaido versus Shanks? I think Kaido's in his prime. He's not old. He's like 42 or something. I think he's the same age as Shanks. If anything, you could say Prime Shanks because he's lost an arm. Aren't they the same age? I swear they're like the same age. Shanks is 39. Okay, maybe 3 years off or something. I think Kaido's like 42. Kaido's 59. Okay, I was way off on that. But Kaido's not really old. 59, he's still living pretty good. You know what I'm saying? Even Big Mom, I don't think is like old. Maybe not quite prime. But like she was still like doing things, you know what I'm saying? Like Whitebeard, that was old. I mean, look at Garp right now. Man's been retired for 2 years and he's still launching bombs, you know what I'm saying? So Kaido's fine. He's still in the prime of his career as far as I'm concerned. Yeah, I was way off on that. Age. I will take an L there. I thought he was like 42. But let's be honest, he looks like 45. Would you clock him for being like a 60-year-old man? He's still full head of hair, all black. Not a single gray hair on him. No. Also, there's not many wrinkles. Man, still jacked. Garpin is back like Aaron Judge. Anime reboot needs to show all the off-screen fights That would be phenomenal if we got that all eventually. I still want to see this Kuzan Akainu fight. You know, there's so much, right? Like Garp versus Roger. We got a little bit of Roger versus Whitebeard, God Valley, Mihawk versus Shanks. There's so many battles in this story that, man, it would be so much fun to see. Ready to read the new chapter? You haven't read the new chapter yet, man? We've like been spoiling you this whole time. TCB is out. OnePieceChapters.com. OP Scans is also out. Both scan groups have dropped the chapter already, so you can peep either one. Film Valley. Yeah, I mean, I'd be totally down for them to turn that into a movie too. Kobe versus Kuzan. Kobe gets walked. Kobe gets walked. He's gonna be put on a leash and walked. You got it. You got it, Ami. Mihawk is in his 40s. I feel like he's probably around the same age as Shanks. I would imagine. Back in my day, now everybody had these devil fruits. We use hockey. Now he's using one of the strongest devil fruits. No explanation for Garp's strength. We just assume he just grinded to be that strong. What a legend, man. Literally just was going up against goats. Just throwing hands. To this day. Just throwing hands. That's all he needs. No weapon, no devil fruit. Just hands. Mihawk is 40, Shanks is 39. Got you. Oh, Mihawk. Now somebody's saying Mihawk is 43. I do think they're like a year apart. I remember seeing that somewhere. Wouldn't mind a 20 chapter arc that shows the rock stuff. Mihawk, Shanks. We'll never get that though, I feel like. To be fair, we did get the Odin flashback, but that was still tied to a character, you know? So like what character besides Rox himself would be tied to an entire like 20 chapter flashback? Because Rox is dead at this point, you know? Kuzan said he's jealous of Kobe. Did he say he's jealous? The pink mamba. Love that. Love that. Community downplays Luffy's wins too much? Not necessarily. Like right now, I would think a lot of people have him below Kaido, but still ridiculously high. It's just Luffy has a little bit of plot armor, right? Because he is the main character. So it is what it is. It's just going to be that way. I think Mihawk is either equal or weaker than Luffy. I would probably still put him right around there for sure. He's in that like same tier. I don't know if I could put him weaker than Luffy. Not sure. I have to think about that. Can Revolutionary Army defeat Yonko crew? We need to see Dragon show out, man. I think he's gonna be that guy, even though my belief has faltered a little bit after the whole Kuma incident. If he is that guy that I think he is, like Yonko level, maybe even number 2, number 1. Some people are saying, I don't know if I'm ready to go that far, but up there in that echelon. And after we just saw 4 of the officers, you know, take on two admirals and kind of walk away and was able to deal with them. I don't know if they have enough manpower to go up, but I think at the top of the top, they could probably compete if Dragon is that guy, right? Because at the top, you need that guy or else you're not going to win. Man marked by flames could be Saul after the ice covering his body. I mean, I thought it was Saul for a while, but now Dragon just makes more sense. Saul, like, he's not going to be active and, like, traveling on a ship after he's gotten all those scars, right? And people have talked about Dragon with his devil fruit power. He could create whirlpools. He could have that tattoo covering up his flame mark. The Blackbeard Pirates also attacked Baltigo for some reason. Maybe eventually they found out that Dragon had one. And he also needs to kind of get involved in the story somehow, right? So him having one would make sense. Akainu for me isn't that strong. He got bodied by Whitebeard, and just that, haven't seen him winning, actually just losing. Well, he beat Kuzan for sure. So wherever you rate the admirals, he's clearly a step above that. I wouldn't put him anywhere quite near the other Yonko yet. I mean, not like quite near as in like he's still close by in the ratings, but I don't know if he's in that tier. Especially since he's just been sat in a cubicle this entire time. But I think he's clearly a step above the Admirals, and the Admirals are like top 15 minimum, probably even higher. I would have to go through my list to really see. Mihawk is definitely a tier above the current Luffy and on the same level of Shanks. I would say around the same level as Shanks. I would not put him quite equal, because Shanks has just shown way more at this point, with a lot more recent feats to count. And I get the argument that Mihawk is the world's strongest swordsman, but that title, I can't just take that title and run with it. Because I don't think Whitebeard was the GOAT. I think Roger was the GOAT, followed by Rox. I think a title could be interpreted in different ways, and it's not necessarily the end all be all. That being said, that doesn't mean I think like I'm not gonna make that dumbass argument where they're like hockey is separate from swordsmanship. I think that's just stupid. But I'm just looking at the feats and narrative. I think Shanks is shown to be stronger, at least right now. So until Mihawk proves otherwise, he's got to be in the right around there in that same level as other Yonko, but not quite right next to Shanks, probably. And definitely not above him. Garp is definitely in that tier. He's just rusty. And for that, I think I would have bumped him down just a slight bit, because he's clearly a little rusty and old, right? And maybe 2 years ago, Garp could have been top 1 2 years ago, to be honest. That's an interesting thought, you know. Who was the strongest during Marineford? Was it Garp? Was it Garp back then? Rock is the second GOAT to Beppo. Luffy is based on, Hanuman. I know about that. Dragon has wind power. Hanuman has wind gods. Agree makes whirlpools. Yeah, there's a lot of good points connecting to Dragon as well. His ship in the manga is also jet black, so that makes sense. There also was an argument made that, that poneglyph was last seen in Fishman Island. So for them to give it up to someone reliable, it would be someone like Dragon, who's fighting for equality and things that Fisher Tiger and Otahime also fought for. Current Boa Hancock beats Ace. That's a spicy one, I might run a poll on that. One. Because I don't know. Usually with these, I could give you an answer, but that's like such two unconnected characters. Ace or Hank, who wins? Let's see. Oh, look, the Hancock's running away with it. I do think we need to put a lot of respect on Hancock's name. She did run through those Titanic captains. Mid diffs ace. I don't know about mid diffs. At least I think it's high at worst. Chad is leaning towards Boa. I think I would too, honestly. After her showing against the Blackbeard Pirates, that fruit is really strong, and she has Conquerors. I know Ace did as well. You also got to remember how good at hockey her kingdom was, right? Like all the warriors knew about it. So for her to like rule that country, her hockey's got to be elite. Boa versus Yamato. Now, come on now. Yamato has advanced conquerors. That's another upper echelon right there. You know what I'm saying? We need to stop the ace hate now. We just having a conversation. You know, this is not aimed at Ace. He's losing a battle. I don't think he's gonna come back and win this one. So we're just gonna end that one right there. Law versus Hancock. How about Law versus Hancock? Probably. I would probably lean Law right now, given what he's shown. Yeah, I would lean Law. Sabo versus Sabo's got that in the back. Once again, I think it's another hard fight between Law and Hancock. Because Law's hockey feats are not great. You know? But his double fruit feats are pretty stellar. Yeah, and the damage he's dealing with, like Shock Will and like all that kind of stuff, that's just high level stuff right there. Even if his hockey struggling a bit. Not struggling, but just like he doesn't have conquerors. He hasn't like really focused too much on hockey in general. Though he's shown, like I was gonna mention Doc Q as well, but it's like it's Doc Q, you know what I'm saying? It's not like we're talking about Blackbeard or somebody. Hey, Eden's good, bro. Boa Hancock. No, yeah, Hancock is her first name. Yeah. You always have to think about it with the Asian names. Do we gonna see Bon Clay again? Absolutely. He's got to get freed eventually somehow. I don't know if it's gonna be an extensive thing that we get to. Maybe a cover page story, epilogue, that type of thing. An Impel Down like revisitation arc would be cool. Maybe it's like part of like this whole thing of like the Straw Hats revisiting a bunch of islands before the final war. But I don't expect too much time. I think he deserves to be freed, man. He deserves to be freed. I'm sure he's having a great time down there at like level, was it 4.5 or 5.5? But he needs to be freed. He needs to be freed. He don't deserve to be locked up. Katakuri, Dorflamingo, Katakuri, man. Come on now. Let's not be silly. Grand Fleet pulls up to save the Straw Hats. I don't necessarily... I mean, it'd be cool. I don't want to... Save is the word I don't like there. I want to see the Straw Hats be able to handle themselves here. You know what I'm saying? At the same time, I did say, like, this is an opportunity for the Straw Hats to prove they're a Yonko crew. Unlike Law and Kid, so the Grand Fleet showing up would show that manpower and why they're so strong. Hello. How are you? Oh, I got gummy bears. Thank you. Got a snack. Tina brought me a snack. I'm living the life out here, y'all. I'm living good. Gummy bears are polar week. This was Beppo before this week. He's beat the allegations. Oh, shit. I didn't realize put it out of focus. I didn't want to stream to just me chewing. Bon Clay we'll definitely see again. Dofi Crosskill would be fire as well. That's another person we need to see back in the whole Impel Down situation. Kobe was gonna try to arrest her. Okay. Boa did not get beat by Kobe. Boa wiped out everybody with all the Marines, Blackbeard captains included. Bon Clay would join the Straw Hat. I feel like their Straw Hat Grand Fleet, people really like the idea and like adding to it. I think it is what it is. Like it was this like very unique thing that happened in Dressrosa. Like Luffy's gonna have other allies like the Minks and the people of Wano and like people from Alabasta, maybe like Dressrosa and stuff like that. Marco and the Whitebeard Pirates. He has a lot of allies like that. Maybe even eventually Katakuri and the Big Mom Pirates. The Grand Fleet that chose to serve under Luffy as a pirate crew, that's, I think, super unique to Dressrosa. And I don't think we're going to really add to that in any way. You know? He did. That's a good point, Chin. He tried to arrest Boa and then got arrested himself instead. I'm not gonna lie, I'm getting cooked. That's one of my favorite videos ever, man. He said, I'm not gonna lie, I'm getting cooked. Elbaf should be soon. What else could come next besides Elbaf? I think Minx and Wano are a part of that, but I don't think any more after them. The thing is, they didn't create any pirate crews. They're just countries. So they're allies. They're Luffy's territory. They'll probably be involved in the final war. But they're not out there like sailing a Straw Hat flag as pirates, you know? If that were to happen, we would have gotten an establishment of like Carrot becoming a pirate and stuff like that. But instead, she just got thrown into like this role that doesn't fit her at all, and we just left. Maybe Rox is carrying the last road poneglyphs. He has survived the battle. He is waiting for Joy Boy. People used to fear him. I mean, listen, Rox being back, I'm not mad at. I think it would be a great way to add to his character and maybe give us like a pathway to get to that God Valley flashback and have a lengthy one. But I also don't feel like he needs to be alive, you know? Like this could be many other ways to get this done. I think Emu will be the last antagonist with water Logia power. Will be sick. If Emu turns out to be really strong, I'm down for it. I also would be down if Emu is like not strong at all and just a figurehead, and you know, we end up just fighting like the world government and the Marines as the final antagonist, or even Blackbeard gets involved somehow. I do think that final war's got to be like the final thing, right? I think it's an order of going to Laugh Tale first and then eventually taking down the world government. Although with the way things are going, I'm not mad at the idea that revolution happens first, especially with more just recent theory that that Punk Records is going to reveal a bunch of information across the world, and that kickstarts the revolution. So like that's next, and we actually get through that first, and then we get like Elbaf, Lodestar, Laughtail, and Blackbeard. I wouldn't be mad at that. By the way, if I'm like chewing and it's like really fucking loud and annoying, let me know. Because I can't tell. This is a super isolation heavy mic. So like, unless I'm like speaking right into it and stuff, probably shouldn't hear it. But I have no idea. Because I can't hear myself. First, I have to see if the Gorosei are strong, and then we'll see how strong Emu is. If the Gorosei are strong, I'm going to bank on Emu actually being strong. That, I think, will make sense. Name of the Ancient Kingdom was revealed in Egghead. We do need to know that information. That's like the big piece of information that we never got around to before Professor Clover got blasted. And that's something Vegapunk should know. And whatever the name is should actually be really important, right? Or else, why would you hide that? So, entirely possible, and I would even say likely, that we find out by the end of Egghead. Will Usopp get Haki? He already has observation. He just needs to realize he has it. Lodestar will come after Elbaf, maybe the Straw Hats versus Marine due to some big event. Lodestar definitely has to happen, though, for sure. After Elbaf could be a good time. It's just tough figuring out the order of things because, you know, it's chaos right now. Everything, a big incident is about to go down that's going to completely change the landscape and probably create the path and make it a lot more evident of what's gonna come. Highest authority in world government is not strong. If they aren't, I would be very surprised. The thing is, if it could be a cool message of like the men at top are actually weak and they just manipulated things through information, through control, money, weapons, right? Not strong in terms of like they're not individually strong, but they just have access to all the information and money and just like essentially like nukes and stuff. Think about the leaders of our current world today. Like none of them are like fighters or army leaders, like, you know, generals or stuff like that. They're like regular ass politicians that just have access to nuclear codes and have a lot of political sway. At the same time, it would also be pretty cool if like the Gorosei, you know, start flexing on us and shit. I wouldn't be mad at that. One of them has like the Shodai Katetsu, which is a supreme grade blade. So was he just holding that for show? Maybe. That could work as well. Like he's just like actually a weak ass old man and he just stole that supreme grade blade to try to flex. Stronger than Gear 5? I don't think so. I think he's awakened and that's it. He needs to control it, master it. And then there's even higher levels of Haki that I think he could go to. As shown by Shanks already. Blink of an eye, we're at 2 hours. Alright, I'm gonna wind down here, wrap things up soon. I might do a stream this weekend, just a nice Discord discussion like I did last weekend to talk a little more about this chapter. If you guys don't know, Hidden Island, I'll be on his channel tomorrow on a live stream at around 5 p.m. EST. Go check out Hidden Island. It's going to be us chatting tomorrow, probably a lot more about this chapter as well. I will link the stream in chat and go subscribe to him so you guys know. But yeah, that'll be 5 p.m. EST tomorrow. And yeah, I think I'm gonna wrap up things up here, get to the last couple of chats, and then we'll be outie. Light the beam, baby. Go get that game 3, Jacob. I need it. I need it. I'd love to see it. Go take that dub. Y'all are better on the road than at home too. If I'm on Dressrosa, should I not watch this? Yes, you should not watch this. We are way past Dressrosa. What if Emu is Shanks? Come on, guys. Will someone reveal the word voice entry and Straw Hats will find it at the end of Laugh Tale? They will find it out themselves. You know, that's part of the journey. Character inspired by Captain Jack Sparrow. People are saying that a little bit. Could be cool. I was never a big Pirates of the Caribbean guy, so I'm sure other people will like it and notice it a little more than me. But maybe. I'm down for a completely new character as well. Hancock versus Doflamingo. Hancock. All right, with that said, everybody, fun-ass stream. Great chapter. We'll be back sooner than later. And I'll catch y'all next time. Take care, everybody. Peace. And yes, the live test screening was fake. That was confirmed. Give it a chance. Give it a chance. Don't judge too early, you know?